In this video we will be looking at the African countries with foreign military bases. At least 13 African countries host foreign military bases, with the Horn of Africa being a focal point for such presence. The countries with confirmed foreign military bases include: Number 1. Djibouti. The U.S. has Camp Lemonnier, its only permanent base in Africa, with 3,200 troops and costing $63 million per year to lease. While China's People's Liberation Army Navy operates a military base in Djibouti, known as the People's Liberation Army Support Base. This is China's first overseas military base and was built at a cost of $590 million. The base significantly enhances China's power projection in the Horn of Africa and the Indian Ocean, as well as its blue water capabilities. The base is used for various operations, including anti-piracy missions, intelligence collection, non-combat evacuation operations, peacekeeping support, and counter-terrorism efforts. Djibouti's strategic location by the Bab el-Mandeb Strait makes it a crucial hub for maritime activities and guards the approaches to the Suez Canal. The Chinese base is located near the port of Dorale, adjacent to other foreign military bases like Camp Lemonnier of the United States Navy, Base Aérienne 188 of the French Air Force, and the Japan Self-Defense Force Base Djibouti. Number 2. Somalia. Somalia currently hosts several foreign military bases and training facilities, which includes Turkish military base. Established in 2017 at a cost of $50 million, this is the largest overseas Turkish military base, spread over 4 square kilometers in Mogadishu. It trains 10,000 Somali troops, with capacity for 1,500 at a time. As of 2023, nearly 5,000 Somali soldiers have graduated from the base. U.S. military bases. The U.S. has several military compounds and outposts in cities like Kismayo, Bosaso, Galkayo, and Mogadishu. In February 2024, the U.S. signed an agreement to build up to 5 new military bases for the Somali Army's Dana Brigade in Baidoa, Dusamareb, Jowar, Kismayo, and Mogadishu. The U.S. has been training and equipping the Dana Brigade since 2017 under the 127E program, which allows the Pentagon to use foreign military units as surrogates in counter-terrorism missions. Another one is the UAE military base. The UAE runs one military facility in Mogadishu and has agreed to a deal with Somaliland to establish a second base. Number 3. Niger. Niger hosts several foreign military bases, primarily operated by France and the United States, which play a crucial role in regional security and counter-terrorism efforts. One of these bases is the French military base. France has a significant military presence in Niger, with over 1,500 troops stationed in the country. The French military base in Niger is part of France's Operation Barkhane, which aims to combat jihadist groups linked to Al-Qaeda and Islamic State in the Sahel region. However, after the recent coup d'état and an overthrow of the democratic president by the military, the French military has been asked to vacate the country. U.S. military base. The U.S. has a military base in Niger, known as Air Base 101, which is located near Niamey and serves as a hub for drone operations in the region. The base has been used for intelligence gathering and drone strikes against terrorist groups in Mali and the broader Sahel region. The U.S. military has also been asked to vacate the country in a recent statement. Also, there is a Russian military involvement in the country. In May 2024, Russian troops entered the base housing U.S. military personnel in Niger, marking a significant shift in the regional security landscape. The move followed Niger's decision to end its security relationship with the United States and the U.S. Embassy's alleged suppression of information related to the decay of Niger-U.S. diplomatic relations. Number 4. Chad. France has Operation Barkhane headquarters in N'Djamena with 3,500 troops. While the U.S. also has drones based in N'Djamena. The United States has had a military presence in Chad, with troops stationed at the French military base in N'Djamena, the capital of Chad. However, Chadian officials demanded the departure of U.S. forces, leading to the relocation of approximately 60 U.S. troops to Germany. The French military also maintains a significant presence in Chad, with over 1,500 troops stationed in the country as part of France's Operation Barkhane, which focuses on combating jihadist groups in the Sahel region. The presence of foreign military forces in Chad, particularly the recent withdrawal of U.S. troops, reflects the evolving security dynamics in the region and the strategic importance of Chad in the fight against terrorism and extremism. In summary, while the U.S. and France have had a military presence in Chad, recent developments, such as the withdrawal of U.S. troops, highlight the changing nature of foreign military involvement in the country. Number 5. Burkina Faso. U.S. has a cooperative security location in Ouagadougou providing surveillance. The United States has been providing military assistance and training to Burkina Faso's ground forces in recent years, including training 3 750-man battalions for peace support operations in Darfur. The U.S. has also provided training in counterterrorism tactics and humanitarian assistance to Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso has become a member of the Trans-Sahara Counterterrorism Partnership. There is a multinational training camp in Lumbila Department, staffed by Czech and Polish instructors. The letter highlighted concerns about lobbying efforts for defense agreements to station troops previously in Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger. So, while Burkina Faso does not appear to host full-fledged foreign military bases, it has been receiving military assistance, training, and cooperation from countries like the United States and others as part of regional security efforts. The country's experiences are being referenced in discussions around foreign military presence in West Africa. More so, with the current military leader of the country, there is no certainty of how the relationship with these countries will fare. Number 6. Cameroon. Cameroon has a United States military presence. The U.S. has a drone base at Garoua Airport in northern Cameroon, targeting Boko Haram in northeastern Nigeria. The base houses unarmed Predator drones and around 300 U.S. soldiers. In 2015, a U.S. Army outpost was established at the Cameroonian Air Force Base in Garoua to support Cameroon's fight against Boko Haram. The U.S. Army outpost provides security and logistics support for U.S. South Africa Command's unmanned aerial vehicles gathering intelligence on Boko Haram. Also there is the African Standby Force Logistics Base. In 2018, Cameroon provided 10 hectares of land near the Douala Air Base for the African Union to establish the African Standby Force, ASF, Continental Logistics Base. The facilities include administrative offices, a meeting room, a squadron building, and advanced technology to allow the AU to be less dependent on the UN and other organizations for its peacekeeping operations. Number 7. South Sudan. South Sudan has a United States military presence. The U.S. has a military presence in South Sudan, with troops operating from bases such as Nzara Airfield for operations related to searching for Joseph Kony and conducting surveillance missions. U.S. Special Forces have also provided training to South Sudanese troops as part of their operations in the country. Number 8. Senegal. The current status of French military bases in Senegal is that they are under scrutiny and potentially facing closure. Senegal's Prime Minister, Ousmane Sonko, has raised concerns about the presence of French military bases in the country, questioning their impact on Senegal's sovereignty and strategic autonomy. Sonko has expressed a desire for Senegal to have its own control, which is incompatible with the lasting presence of foreign military bases in the country. This stance reflects a broader trend in the region, with neighboring countries like Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger having already removed French bases from their territories. France has historically maintained a significant military presence in Senegal, with around 350 to 400 troops stationed in the country. Number 9. Gabon. Gabon has been home to French military forces since its independence in 1960. The French forces stationed in Gabon have contributed troops to France's interventions in the Central African Republic. The French military presence in Gabon was officially renamed French Elements in Gabon EFG in 2014. Also, the U.S. has a drone base in Gabon, which serves as a launch pad for quick reaction forces called in to protect diplomatic facilities in the region. The U.S. military presence in Gabon is part of its broader strategy in Africa, including counterterrorism efforts and regional security cooperation. More so, reports suggest that China is seeking a military base in Gabon as part of its efforts to establish a maritime military presence in West Africa. China's interest in Gabon is linked to its strategic goals in the Gulf of Guinea and the Atlantic Ocean, allowing it to expand its military reach and capabilities in the region. Number 10. Mali. France has bases in Gao, Menaka, Gassi and Kidal supporting counterterrorism efforts. Mali has been a focal point for French military operations, with approximately 3,500 French troops stationed in the country as part of Operation Barkhane. This operation aims to combat jihadist groups in the Sahel region, covering countries like Mali, Burkina Faso, Chad, Mauritania, and Niger. The United States has had a military presence in Mali, with special forces operating from temporary sites like Obo and Jama. These forces have been involved in operations to hunt for Joseph Kony and the Lord's Resistance Army in the region. Mali has been facing intensified military clashes since the recent withdrawal of United Nations forces, leading to increased fighting between the military and Islamist and separatist forces in the region. Number 11. Mauritania. Mauritania has a long-standing partnership with NATO through the Mediterranean Dialogue Partnership Forum, which aims to enhance security and stability in the wider Mediterranean region. Mauritania joined this forum in 1995 and has since expanded its cooperation with NATO, including participation in the Defense Education Enhancement Program and receiving support for upgrading its defense and security capacity. Historically, France has been a major arms supplier to Mauritania, and there have been discussions about France re-equipping the Mauritanian armed forces. France has also delivered new patrol craft to Mauritania, indicating ongoing military cooperation between the two countries. Also, Mauritania has allowed India to establish a foreign listening post in northern Madagascar since 2007, aimed at monitoring maritime activities in the Indian Ocean. Additionally, Mauritania has allocated land on Assumption Island in the Seychelles for India to build its first naval base in the Indian Ocean region, with a focus on counter-piracy efforts and monitoring regional maritime activities. Number 12. Kenya. Camp Simba in Manda Bay is a base for U.S. naval personnel, Green Berets, and armed drones used for operations in Somalia and Yemen. The U.S. has provided military assistance and training to Kenya's ground forces in recent years. About 300 British officers regularly train in Kenya with Kenyan soldiers, mostly in Nanyuki. The UK has had a military presence in Kenya since independence through bilateral security arrangements. Also, there are concerns about potential Chinese military interests in Kenya, but details are unclear. Kenya's strategic location makes it an important partner for foreign militaries operating in East Africa. The U.S. in particular relies on Kenya as a platform for regional influence and counterterrorism efforts. As a major non-NATO ally, Kenya's designation by the U.S. enhances its role in regional security and access to military equipment and training. Number 13. Uganda. Uganda hosts U.S. and other foreign military forces. The purpose of this foreign military forces are for various security and strategic reasons. In conclusion, the United States and France have the largest military presence, and the bases are claimed to support counterterrorism, training, logistics, and power projection, with some dating back to colonial times. And with that we have come to the end of this video. If you found any knowledge in this video, please support the channel by subscribing and sharing the video with others. Thank you.